Okay, I might be able to get down there now. Oh, and did you, I don't know if you can see that or not, but this crack where I glued it together, talk about a beautiful fit. Holy cow. Anyways, now find those propotuses. Man, where the heck are they? Man, there's not that much rock left, for crying out loud. Alright, sorry, I'm just having a panic attack here. No big deal. Well, there they are. Crashed into both of them. Little tiny crashes, but still, don't like doing it. If you can, well, let me change these lights, zoom in a little bit. Right there. So that's got to be the left propotus. That's on the right side. And that little tiny brown spot right there. That little tiny crash right into it. Jeez. That's got to be the right propotus. No. Jeez. Left propotus, right propotus. I got it upside down. Anyways, I'm going to start taking some rock off. I'm going to leave a little bit here. Well, I'm going to take this whole thing down a little bit. But I'm going to leave this, a little bit of rind here. And take this so you'll be able to see through this. And then expose all that face and claws and stuff. I've never done a face underneath the face before, so I don't know what to expect. I'll tackle that when I get to it. Anyways, take some rock out. Oh man, some of that is some nasty stuff. Jesus. I don't know what some of that is. It must be some greenish looking calcite. Never seen that before. I still don't remember it. Anyways, this one is higher in the rock, well, so lower in the rock. So I decided to follow this out to see if I can see where the pincers are actually going. The dactyl and the propotus part of that'd be the dactyl up there. Boy, this backwards thinking got me going. Anyways, I'm getting there. It's going to be nice exposing those claws, because on this side, you are not going to see those claws. Not going to happen. So, who's the boss? I'll show this guy who's the boss. That's right. I don't take no claws showing for nothing. Man, this is confusing for me. This is, I hit something right here. It's got to be part of this claw. I don't know what's going on here. Here's the propotus part of the pincer, but where's the dactyl? Is it there? I don't know. Jeez, I gotta remove more rock and see what's going on. It's so many times something doesn't make sense. As soon as you move more rock and stuff, it all of a sudden it does make sense. Either that or, or it's missing. Fingers crossed. Boy, this crap is driving me nuts. Either I'm screwing up and making big mistakes, or Mother Nature's doing her part and helping me. There's no dactyl for that claw. Jeez, all that work. Jeez. It is what it is, but man, it's pretty rare that it's missing a dactyl on a claw. At least from most of the Washington sites. So, I figure since it's got this missing dactyl for the right pincer, the right claw, I might as well take this down and get down underneath there and see if I can find out whether it's male or female, at least make it somewhat cool. It's just got some major missing part. Jesus. It's like finding a T-Rex with no teeth. Anyways, I'm going to take this down and call it quits. It's been a long day for me. I've never removed so much rock off a crab. Anyways, I've got a new name for this one. I like to name my fossils. This one is Frizbe crab. Jesus. I have a feeling this one's going to end up in the B grade cabinet, but hey, that's the way it goes. Still a cool crab, very cool crab, but so much disappointment. Anyways, get a load of that. It's going to be a little thinner when I'm done with it, but I'm calling it quits for the day. So, put Frisbee crab to sleep tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day. Boy, sorry for swearing there, but if you can see this, let me zoom in. I'm holding this, hold it steady enough. This color right there, that looks like a leg, but how is that even possible? So, I'm going to take this and start, gotta find out what's going on here. That's just bizarre. Maybe some disarticulation going on. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll show you here. Definitely a tippy from a leg, but where's the rest of the leg? I know I didn't take it off of this one. It must be... Only thing I can guess is disarticulation. It certainly doesn't belong there. But man, I feel like an idiot. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's always something. Cut my line for the front. Probably not quite deep enough, but pretty close. But this whole area started falling apart on me. So I took my super glue and I dumped some in there, and I dumped a whole bunch right in there. Hopefully it'll keep that from falling apart, because I want to keep this roundness to it. So now I'm going to clean this up and this up, and hopefully I don't run anything else. I've never made so many mistakes on a crab. I'm sure I have, but 25 years ago. Anyways, back to work. Alright, I used my super jack with the chisel tip. Cut me a very thin line around here, around the whole crab, bottom of the crab, the ventral side, and I'm going to just make a slow slant. Don't want to go too deep on this side. That leg is going down. That leg is taking a dive down, so I don't want to hit those. Oh, this is scary. This makes me nervous, actually. Never done this before. Actually, I was doing this to another crab and found out it had absolutely 0 legs. So I gave that one away. Anyways, back to work. Sorry about that, compressor. It happens. Anyways, this is, I can't believe how nervous this is making me. But, get a load of that. You must have company. Alright, I gotta go, guys. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm starting with this smaller tool. Just cleaning up right here. You can see how much nicer that looks already. But man, that rock is some weird rock. I'm not used to this grainy material. And I was coming down here, and then I realized this is too high. So, speed things up. I'll take it down with this. Well, that looks better. But there again, like I always say, just keep messing with it until you're happy. Alright, back to work. Man, some nasty rock. Very grainy on this side, much less grainy on this side. This will be a lot easier, but that's some slow going stuff. And I'm going to save this for last, and I'll shape all this for last, and then I'll show you how I'm going to rebuild that Phaco. I wish I could just take that one and move it over there. Anyways, I've got to do all this, and I'll probably save that for last because I've been out here for a while now. So anyways, I'm going to clean all that up and call it quits. Man, I cannot believe this. I'm literally destroying this crab. What the heck's wrong with me? God, let me show you what I did again. Jesus. Right there. Just ran into the rear end of the crab. Jesus. I should just call it quits. But now that I found the rear end of the crab, now I've got to expose it. That means I'm going to have to reshape this a bit, but that's the way it goes. More work. I'd rather have a rear end than no rear end. So you can see now I'm deep diving again, but I don't want to take too much of that rock off. Geez, that's getting scary. Oh well, it won't look so bad when I'm done. Anyways, I got a little more to do here to expose that. It's a little crooked too. Oh well, that's the way it goes. That's Mother Nature, as long as I don't destroy it. Alright, I'm going to try to finish up the ventral side of this concretion today. That's a heck of a lot of grinding with this little stone, so I'm going to just try something over on the table sander and just see what happens, because there's just gobs, I mean gobs of sanding here. Some of these divots are huge. Well, they don't look huge on camera, but they are when it comes to grinding. Anyways, let's go over to the sander. Alright. Here goes nothing. I need a seat. Hard for me to stand too long. First I'm going to flatten it out because that's deeper than this edge here. So, that's if it works, of course. Working a little bit. definitely faster than that sander. I shouldn't say that sander because this is a sander too, but faster than that Fordham little handpiece sander. We'll take that underneath the bench lights and see how that's working. Alrighty then. That took longer than I thought, but that worked pretty good. A lot faster than this thing. Every time I'd come around this corner, I'm putting little gouges here, so I'm going to stop, try to finish this up with this thing. Okay, I've checked this out real good, gave it a little bit of thought, and here's what I'm thinking. This one comes out here and comes down this way, which is actually natural. So this one, even though it was coming straight out, I'm going to make it come straight down like this one, pretty much the same angle, and that way it takes care of this divot. It'll look like it was meant to be there instead of having to rebuild that with some fake rock. So what I'm going to do is put a little mark here. Well, you can't hardly see that. Now I'm going to shape this to fit that mark. That mark is where the point of the tippy is going to be. Keep that in slow motion. There, that looks pretty good, I think. So, what about there? Now then I gotta draw in the tippy. So, right there. And that's got to come out about right there. And there's my tippy. Now I got to carve it in. I'll be back. I've got a little bit too much curve at the very tip there. Doesn't look right, so I'm going to fix that right now. I know that's a big tool to be doing something so small, but it works for me. Now then, throw in my tippy again. And that's basically it. I'll use this little tiny guy to just barely put a little ridge here on the sides. Make it look like it has a little bit of 3D. It's very thin, so you don't want much. I mean, if it was a real leg, you don't want much. shape this rock around it later. Not too bad, but I don't like it. Keep looking at this one and at that one. I'm making this one slightly larger because sometimes that one is a little bit slightly larger than a real crab. I hope my big fat head wasn't in the way. And you got to realize that the shell material on these legs is really pretty smooth, so I'm going to smooth that out with a little piece of sandpaper. But I got to go find a piece. So I got a little tiny piece of sandpaper. I folded the crap out of it, so I got a little blunt area. All I do is sand it smooth. Kind of liking it, kind of not liking it. So I'm gonna go do some other work other places and just keep looking at that. Keep looking at that until I realize I gotta either mess with it some more or leave it alone. So let's go clean up the rest of this crab. Starting with that tail end. There, that's not finished, but that'll make it for an easy, smoother job when I start smoothing out the rock. So I gotta do that basically all around everything. So I got my work cut out for me today. Probably 3 more prep sessions. This baby will be done. Thank goodness, that was a long project. Anyways, I gotta get my little rear end back to work. Little rear end, that's pretty funny. Now I've shaped all this rock so that when I acrylic that and shape it even fine tune it, that will look like a tippy. Look a little bit too long, so I'm going to change that a little bit. But I'm just going around, working around all this stuff so that the rock fits the crab. And this rock is not easy to work with. I should repeat that, but I won't. Alright. I'm going to get back to work. I got more work to do. just roughing out the smoothing out. Now I can see this is too high. So again, it's back and forth with these basic two tools of mine. See if I can back that up, but I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's got a little bit of a ridge to it, and I just don't like it. There, that's better. Just gonna keep on going around. A lot of work, but it's starting to look pretty good. Starting to like that. Alright, got a bunch more to do here. Man, I do not like this rock. That rock is tough to work with. Get a load of that. Get a load of that. Anyways, that's basically roughed out, but now I've got to fix this spot, gotta fix that spot, and I gotta fix that spot. So I'll show you how I start this one first. I'm gonna take, boy, that looks big now, doesn't it? Oh geez, that's way too big. Whew. Okay, I gotta find a much smaller drill bit. I'm gonna drill a hole in there first, so when I put the putty in, it's gonna stick, hopefully. So I'll be back. So, since I don't have a drill bit small enough for that, and if I do, I don't know if I have a chuck to fit a smaller drill, I'm going to fix this little spot right here. I just took some shavings and chips and stuff off my bench top here. I'll just give that a shake. That way it separates the fine stuff from the stuff not so fine. Take this little tiny scooper thing, and I'm simply just going to fill that up. What I don't know is that you can see how gray this is, which goes into this very much lighter grayish brownish color. And how that's going to look, I don't know. Jeepers creepers. I'm trying to get that real close to the level of the rock, so I got less work to do smoothing it out. And then some cyanoacrylate. Get off the excess. That just clogs up your grinding stuff. Then, hope it doesn't turn green. And that's it. I'll let that cure for 24 hours before I mess with that anymore. Now then, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fix that spot. Alright, get a load of that little tiny drill bit. And I got my collection of chucks here. And that chuck looks like it'll fit perfectly. So I take the handpiece, take this housing off, take this chuck out, put that chuck in, put the housing back on, and if I tighten it up, I'm hoping it'll hold on to that drill bit. I think that's gonna work. And then I'll take this drill bit and hopefully, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm gonna drill a little hole here. There, can you see that little tiny hole right there? Right there. Now I got something I can put putty onto, then I can shape that piece of crab the way I want, and then I'll acrylic that one when I do that. This fake leg over here, this fake tippy. So, getting things done. Okay, got a beautiful hole drilled there. I'll fill that in when I'm done with my prep session, and then take it inside so it can cure. And then tomorrow I can shape it to the way I want it. I'll actually shape it close to what I want. Right now I put this hand piece on. I'm going to start doing some grinding because there's hours of grinding on this. So let's get some of that out of the way. Jeez, this arm is killing me. This is going to take longer than I thought, and I knew it was going to take a long time, but I still underestimated it. The better I'm making it look, the more the little imperfections show, and the more I have to work. So, but man, that's some... Get a load of this rock. It's just nasty stuff. Little grains in there. Super nasty, but that's going to take 2 more prep sessions just for that. Holy cow. But before I call it quits, I'm going to add some putty into there. So I got my putties, actually my 2-part epoxy putty, 2 different colors. Let me back this up. 2 different colors. This is kind of a mottled, darkish, reddish, brownish, so I'm just going to make it a somewhat darkish, reddish color, brownish, blackish, you know, whatever. Put it in there, shape it the way I want it, close anyways, and then let it sit, and then I'll carve it the way I want it so it matches this one over here tomorrow or the next day. That's looking nice, but man, that's a lot of work. That's got to be the toughest smooth job I've ever attempted. Hopefully I'll get it done. Alright, got my putty. I made it a little bit darker than should, because once you shape it tomorrow and sand it, it actually lightens up. So I'm going to smash it into that hole, make sure That hole that I drilled is filled with putty. I'm sorry about this, but I need some light. So the more light I turn on, the less you guys can see the crab, but I don't know why that is. These little tiny areas are actually kind of hard. At least for me they are. There's just nothing to work with. So all you can do is do the best you can, and remember, when it's all said and done and cured, you can shape it any way you want. That's not too bad. So, I'm going to take it inside, let it cure, and I'll see you guys in a day or two. Good morning. There's the, I have to put a little bit of light on the subject. Hope that's not too much. There's the spot I put putty on. Kind of shaped it. Now it's pretty hard. I remembered I've got these little tiny tools that are like files. So I may try that and try to shape that. What I usually use is a little small piece of sandpaper. This happens to be 220. And I fold it up, give me some nice beautiful edges and do whatever. So see what happens. I got to get right on this, see what the heck I'm doing. And I just keep messing with it. Hopefully I don't go too far. Don't know if you can see that or not. Try this, will get it right here, see what happens. It's actually not too bad. I have to say, I still like the sandpaper, which is what I'm used to. Not too bad, but I can do a little bit of work on it. See if I can zoom in so you guys can see what the heck's going on here. Right there. Trying to shape this little neck part, what's kind of a neck. I'm going to leave that a little bit beat up. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to leave that beat up or not. But a little bit more sanding, and that's really all there is to it. And once that's got some acrylic on it, that's only you and me are going to be the only ones who know. And there it is. It's about the best I can do. I'll take my really small scribe. I probably should have done that before I put the putty in, but it doesn't matter. If I did that before I put the putty in, then I'd have more putty to work with. And putty is harder to work with sometimes, except for this rock. Boy, this is a nasty rock. Anyways, let me back this up and show you what my plan of attack is. Whoops. I did this yesterday. That took a long time, so I got a long, oh geez, I got a whole prep session to do this, except I got company coming over, so that's not going to work. So I want to get this done until tomorrow, and then I can do my acrylic work, sauce up the crab with my famous sauce, my famous fossil sauce. Say that fast 3 times. Anyways, I'm going to work on this little spot right here, which is what I fixed, and hopefully that doesn't look too bad. So, whoop, wrong one. Here goes nothing. It's gonna take a while. I'll show you when I'm done. Man, oh man. Trying to get out every little doink, ding, whatever, dent, scribe mark is, so painfully slow with this. And it's killing my arm again today. Jeez, I hate that, but what do? Problem getting older is you start wearing out. Anyways, I still got a big chunk to do, and not to mention all this little stuff. Holy moly. Whew. It's gonna be tough. Okay, that's not perfect, but that's not bad, but man, that took a long time. Never had a rock this hard. It's unbelievable. Anyways, I gotta work on all this small areas. So I've got a whole bunch of different types of bits. These are all 1/8 inch for the 1/8 inch chuck. I got some smaller stuff too, but these are ones I've picked out. These 2 little tips, and I've got this one I'll probably start with. This is a bit grainy, so to speak, but that'll take away some of these rough, I don't know if you can see that or not, some of this roughness, and then go by with something a little smaller, a little finer. And by golly, it's getting there. Just needs time. So I've also got these 2 small air scribes. This one's from Zoic. This one is from Paleo Tools. In fact, there it is, Paleo Tools, Microjack number 2. Where I'm going to try and expose these eyeballs, whatever you want to call them, orbits, eye stalks, all that good stuff. As you can see, I left all that rock there, so I've got that could take an hour or so. I'm not sure, and whether I'll destroy them or not, I don't know. God, I hope not. But that's what I'm going to try, because I've never done that before. So, over and out. So with these little guys, you still got to be, in fact, you got to be more careful, because you're always out here, you can really go town, but inside here, you got to be careful of all the legs and stuff. that does a pretty good job of smoothing out that stuff, getting real close to whatever part of the crab. Still not perfect, but it really does a good job of cleaning up these small areas. So I got work to do. Okay, that's some tedious work, and I'm still not done. Got a ways to go, and all these different tools leave different types of tool marks. So when I'm all said and done, I'm going to take even a smaller grinding wheel such as this and get this same kind of color tool mark thing every place I can possibly get, just to make it as good as possible, even though it's just a B grade crab. But it's a pretty nice B grade crab, even though it's doesn't have its pincher showing. Lots of leg. Crabs with lots of leg. It's hard to get. Anyways, I'm going to call it quits. I'll finish this up next day, tomorrow or the next day, and put it in the B grade collection. Yeah, see, I got two collections, A grade, B grade. All the B grade stuff's for sale. I don't even sell anymore. Just going back and forth between all these tools and these bits. Well, there's more bits here, but until I'm happy with it, I don't think I will be happy with it, but it looked good when I came in here this morning and just took a glance at it. Then I put my opti visors on and my glasses on, and oh god. So I'm going to mess with this for probably the next half hour to hour. Try to get it better. There's still some, if you hold the light just right, you can see all kinds of little things that I just do not like. So I'm just going to keep working on it, keep playing with it, keep messing with it. Okay, it's getting better slowly but surely, but you keep noticing little things, and I just noticed that little piece right. Jesus. Hold on. That little piece of rock that jets up right there. I'm going to take this little tool. Don't know if you can see this or not. Must be broken there. Anyways, but I'll hide that pretty good though. It's easy to hide. So I've got to do some coloring on this guy right here. My thumb is, and I've kind of reshaped that a bit. I still might do that again. It's just a little bit too long, I think. So we'll see what happens here. That doesn't look right. That's hard to see how I reshaped it, but once I color it, you'll see it as plain as day. Okay, I gotta get my acrylics, my paint brushes, and all that kind of stuff, and start doing my acrylicing. I am such a lame-o sometimes. I get to thinking ahead of myself and then make an explanation to the viewers, and don't blame me if you're confused, but I've got to do the finish this up, for crying out loud. So I put on a smaller grinder, and then after I do my grinding, I'm going to take some sandpaper, wet dry, and see if I can finish it up so that hopefully will all look the same instead of these tool marks on there. Okay, that's it for that one. Here's another grinder, kind of like that, whoops, so that it will get even closer. Alright, got this bit in there. Had to change out the 1/8 inch chuck. Jeez, I can't even say that. To a smaller chuck to fit that shank. Luckily I have a whole assortment of different sizes of chucks. And now I'm going to just go around and see how close I can get to stuff without ruining the crab. And I can see that's doing a decent job, but man, how some of these guys can get right up to the legs making it all look the same, I do not know. There's a couple guys out there in the world that are, oh man, super good. One lives in Oregon. Anyways, I'm going to go around this and I'll show you what it looks like. There, I got basically what I could reach. I could probably do a little bit more. But next I'm going to, I took a small piece of 220 wet dry sandpaper, cut that small piece into smaller pieces, folded one smaller piece into thirds, and I'm just going to work around the edges a little bit while it's wet. And that's probably where we're going to call it good. Then attack the acrylic work. Not liking that there, right there though. Dang it. Of course, that's one of those things where the more you look at it, the more you can find. So I'm just going to have to quit looking at it. Alright, so wet dry sandpaper coming up. Okay, I really don't think that's going to do much, but I did a little bit anyways. Now I'm going to wash off some of this slurry. And then give it a bit of a dry. The paper towel. You can see my repair job really sticks out when it gets wet. But it's better than not repairing it as far as I'm concerned. And then a little speed dry. See how that's going to look with a little wash job there. That might take a while. I'll be back. It's now dry, and you can see how that smaller grinder left some discoloration. Different tool marks really, so I'm going to put this back on. And get rid of what I can. Very carefully. And get rid of some of that darkness that that tool left. Won't be perfect, but it'll be better than it was. Plus it doesn't take long. Okay, if you can look over there and get this out of the way. Got me a new paintbrush. Yeah, they even put that on wrong, bastards. I got 3 different colors here. The raw sienna I don't think I'll use, but I may have to tone that down because of this little bit of greenish, yellowish, I don't know what it is. Some raw burnt umber and some burnt umber and some water, and I'm going to start on this guy right here and see what the heck happens. I take water, put it on my professional palette here, and I start looking at the colors of this, which is pretty dark. Keep messing with it until it's not really going to be dark enough, is it? So I'm going to put just a tinge of black in there. This is Chinese white. That's not going to work. There it is, Chinese black. Just a smidgen. I mean a smidgen. So, more water. A little bit of black. And then I'm going to color just... Geez, that's still not dark enough. That black. And then maybe a little bit of modeling. When I say modeling, I mean with a D, with a T. Too bad. Now the hard part is this guy over here. The tip looks like it just starts to darken up on these, so I'm always playing with color here. It always scares me. Show you when I'm done. I'm gonna have to play with this for a little bit. Okay, that came out pretty good. Nice and modeled, just like the rest of that arm. Anyways, to make this look a little more complete. I'm gonna, well, let me show you. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. This leg is tippy right here. I'm going to put little scratches in there. Little dinks. That way it looks more like a joint. Anyways, I'm going to sauce this baby up and call it good. Okay. Got two art brushes. Smaller one, bigger one. I don't know if I'll use that one or not. We'll see. Glyptol mixed with acetone. You can use Paraloid. Use anything you want. Little tissue paper for a dopping cloth in case you get too much, and I'll start on this first leg here. And it's just a matter of very carefully coating the critter. That's all it is. Some guys like their fossils, some gals like their fossils all natural. And I do with particular ones, certain ones. But these I like to coat. This isn't hard, it's just hopefully you got a steadier hand than I do.
Just came in to check on you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm saucing this baby up. See you later, folks. Alright. That was a lot harder than I expected, anticipated. A lot more work than I thought and anticipated. But how's that for a B-grade crab? A lot of problems, but still pretty cool, even though it's got all these freaking problems. This is definitely, for me, a B-grade cabinet crab. But it's a Frizbe crab. Whoosh. Oh, guess I should do that side too. Jesus, man. Still not done. Jeepers creepers. Alright.